Hi there, ladies and gentlemen, it's the Ghostwriter, and today we're looking at something different. Here are two tragic caving stories that you'll never forget. Our first story comes from the Porthwr Ogof Cave, based in South Wales, that has claimed 11 lives since 1957, 10 of which occurred in the cold, fast-flowing and 7-meter, 23-foot deep resurgence pool at the far end of the cave. Porthwr Ogof is a solutional cave near the village of Ystrad Fältau, near the southern boundary of the Brecon Beacons National Park in Wales. It lies on the course of the Afon Mellte, a river whose name translates as lightning, commonly explained as a reference to the flashy nature of the river, i.e., its rising and falling rapidly in response to rainfall. In 1998, the cave's passageways had been measured as over 2.25 kilometers, 1.40 miles in length. Among the cave's 15 entrances is the largest cave entrance in Wales and one of the largest in the UK, nearly 20 meters 66 foot wide and 8 meters 26 foot high. The cave was used as a show cave many years ago, but is not as attractive as more decorated caves, such as Dan Yher Ogof, and so today is more often used to introduce people to cave exploration. Porthwr Ogof is most often entered through the wide main entrance, either using a dry ledge on the left or by wading through the knee-deep river to the center and right. The second most used entrance is called the workman's or tradesman's entrance. A passage in the left of this entrance leads to a mud cavern. Challenging elements of the cave interior include the wormhole, a curving crawl tube on the right wall of the main entrance, the letterbox, a rectangular space in the passage, and the creek further inside the cave. There are also two features named the washing machine, both of which feature large expanses of water. Porthwr Ogof is now uncommercialized and is used as a training cave for caving. There are two short potholes easily accessible to amateur potholers. The cave is generally wet. White Horse Pool, named after the shape of the calcite deposit on the back wall, is several meters in depth, despite the shallowness of the edges, and there are many sumps, completely flooded passageways, the majority of which exist in the portions of the cave north of the tradesman's entrance. After a bit of backstory, let's begin. In the heart of the Brecon Beacons, where adventure and danger intertwine, a group of teenagers embarked on an outing, organized by the Doleggeir Adult Education and Probation Center. Among them was Wayne Brown, a 14-year-old boy eager for the thrill of exploration. Led by Graham Lipp, a seasoned outdoor pursuits instructor, the group ventured into the depths of the Porthwr Ogof caves. The air was thick with excitement as they navigated the dark, winding passages. Graham was experienced, his confidence infectious, and the teenagers trusted him implicitly. They followed his lead through the labyrinth of underground chambers, their headlamps cutting through the darkness. The caves were a marvel, a natural wonder that drew adventurers from far and wide, but they were not without their dangers. Graham, aware of the risks, had drilled safety procedures into his charges, but sometimes nature has a way of defying preparation. As they explored, the group reached a pool nestled deep within the cave system. The water was dark and still, reflecting the shadows dancing on the cave walls. It was a moment of tranquility in the heart of the underground labyrinth. But tranquility turned to chaos when Wayne, eager to feel the cool water on his skin, stepped too close to the pool's edge. With a splash, he disappeared beneath the surface, his cries for help swallowed by the darkness. Without hesitation, Graham sprang into action. Ignoring the danger, he dove into the pool, his strong strokes cutting through the water as he made his way to Wayne. With practiced ease, Graham reached the struggling boy, pulling him from the water's grasp. Wayne coughed and sputtered, his eyes wide with fear and gratitude as he clung to Graham's outstretched hand. But their relief was short-lived. The cave's currents, powerful and unpredictable, caught hold of Graham, dragging him beneath the surface. Wayne watched in horror as his savior disappeared beneath the water, his desperate struggles silenced by the darkness. The group, paralyzed by shock and fear, could only watch as Graham fought against the relentless current. But it was a battle he could not win. Trapped beneath the surface, his strength waned, and his struggles grew weaker with each passing moment. Finally, rescue teams arrived, their shouts echoing through the caverns as they searched for the missing instructor. With skilled precision, they navigated the treacherous waters, their determination unwavering in the face of danger. But despite their efforts, it was too late. Graham Lipp, the brave instructor who had risked his life to save a young boy, was gone. Wayne was pulled from the water, shaken but alive, and rushed to Neath General Hospital for treatment. There, as he recovered from his ordeal, he couldn't shake the memory of the man who had saved him. Philip Brown, Wayne's father, expressed his gratitude, his voice heavy with emotion. "I feel deeply indebted for what that man did to save my son," he said. "He gave his life, and I really can't imagine what his family are going through now." In the heart of the Brecon Beacons, a hero was lost, but his sacrifice would never be forgotten. Graham Lipp, the outdoor pursuits instructor, had given everything to save a life, leaving behind a legacy of courage and selflessness. The community mourned the loss of a beloved instructor. Graham was more than just a teacher. He was a friend, a mentor, and a hero. His memory would live on in the hearts of those he had touched, forever inspiring others to be brave and selfless in the face of danger. And though the caves may be dark and dangerous, Graham's light would shine on, guiding adventurers through the darkness and reminding them of the true meaning of bravery and sacrifice. Our second story comes from the Quaking Pot. It lies 1,430 feet high, up on the slopes of Ingleborough, not far from the main motorway which leads to the summit past Creaner Bottom. It was originally explored by members of the BSA in 1942. They pushed it as far as the large chamber at the foot of the third pitch. Even in those days, it was graded as a super severe pothole in the old Underground in Britain guidebook. In 1964, the Brooke brothers pushed it as far as the crux, but found the way on to be too tight. The Northern Caves guidebook states that Quaking Pot is a serious undertaking. Strenuous moving tackle from crux to the sixth pitch. Crux is more awkward for tired people on the return, and rescue from beyond it would be virtually impossible. Christine Bleakley was known for her love of adventure. The 24-year-old university graduate from Ballinamallard had a passion for the outdoors, and there was nothing she loved more than exploring caves. So, when she heard about a caving expedition at the notorious Quaking Pot Cave near Ingleton, North Yorkshire, she didn't hesitate to join. Christine had been living in Chorley, Lancashire, and was experienced in caving. She had even been part of a rescue team that tried to save 3 cavers at Fermanach's Marble Arch Caves last January. Despite her efforts, the young men had tragically perished in the flooded caverns. On the day of the expedition, Christine was excited. She was accompanied by fellow cavers, eager to explore the depths of the cave. But tragedy struck when she slipped from a rope ladder and fell 35 feet. The fall was brutal, and Christine suffered severe head injuries. Her friends, skilled in first aid, rushed to her side. Despite their best efforts, they knew it was serious. They called for emergency assistance immediately. As they waited for help to arrive, Christine's friends did everything they could to keep her stable. They applied pressure to her wounds and tried to keep her calm. But the cave was deep, and it would be some time before help could reach them. When the rescue team finally arrived, they worked quickly to stabilize Christine. Carefully, they lifted her out of the cave and transported her to the nearest hospital. But despite their best efforts, it was too late. Christine succumbed to her injuries shortly after arriving at the hospital. Her boyfriend, who had been unable to accompany her due to a bad back, rushed to the cave as soon as he heard what had happened. It was a heartbreaking moment for him, knowing that he couldn't be there to protect her. Back in Ballinamallard, the news of Christine's death spread quickly. The whole community was shocked and saddened by the loss of such a vibrant and adventurous young woman. Christine's family, friends, and fellow cavers mourned her deeply. She was remembered as a beautiful and adventurous soul, always ready to take on the next challenge. Her funeral, conducted by the Rev. Stephen Skuse of Ballinamallard Methodist Church, was a somber affair attended by many who had known and loved her. Christine Bleakley may have left this world too soon, but her spirit would live on in the hearts of all who knew her. I'd like to thank you all for listening and making it to the end of the video, and also joining us. If you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe. This has been The Ghostwriter, and until we meet again, stay curious, stay vigilant, and may your nights be filled with sweet dreams, if you dare to close your eyes.